Welcome everybody. We are now in the semifinals of the TQ Open number 10, the 10th TQ Open we've had in a row, each one every single week. We have VTSwu, the Terran, spawning in the bottom left, going up against ArminVB, the Terran, in the top right. I am TQ Xander, and I'm not alone. Why don't you say hello, Response?
Hey guys!
Yep. Response is having a little trouble with the pizza he just ate.
I'm choking on it.
Yeah, he is choking on it. That's rather unfortunate, but right now it is actually 1-0 in VTSwu's favor with a really good game on iCut match point, where Swu was just having impeccable positioning, incredible upgrades, and just having a very, very good command of the last game. So that's just impressive play from him, and I'm really, really looking forward to seeing what he does in this next game. Whether he's going to switch it up, go for something really aggressive, and watch how Armin is going to decide to how to just adapt on his end, because he did lose in the last game. Very interesting to see. I'm definitely looking forward to that. Yeah, we can see that beginning build orders will probably be fairly similar for both players. We can see that they're both doing almost the exact same thing in the production tab. We'll see what if they deviate and go for more like bio-oriented play instead of like the mass siege tanks and Vikings. We'll see how it actually ends up going. Response, do you have any predictions?
I do. I think we're going to be seeing a lot more of the same from last game. This map really favors tanks because of how it's shaped. I mean, there's just really small, narrow chokes in the middle that makes tanks so effective. There's really not many places you can flank with Marines and Marauders, so it makes them a lot weaker than in most maps, than in most games in Terran vs. Terran. So probably more of the same with a lot of tanks and a lot of sitting around.
Okay, so we're looking forward to some good, solid positioning and intelligence that's going to come out from both players. Yeah,
for sure. It's gonna really depend on air superiority is a huge thing. Viking count, obviously, because that gives you that extra range for your tanks, and also the fact that it kind of just gives you that peace of mind knowing that your air is stronger, so you have vision basically before they can see you. Kind of the same idea as having the Xel'Naga towers or something.
Okay. I actually agree with that in every single sense. Like, it just makes so much sense.
It's much easier to play when you know what your opponent's doing and you have the vision.
Most definitely. We do see concussive shells actually being researched for Armin, so we might actually see some very early Marauder pressure right now.
Yeah, this is an interesting build. I think he's going to be going for some early Marauder pressure into Expo. Let's see if Swu's going to be ready for it here. He's got 3 Marines. Getting a reactor now. So, going to be a little slow on that, but I think he should be still fine, I think.
Yeah, it's going to be close. The reactor is just now finished. But if controlled correctly, Armin might be able to push it and do a fair amount of damage right now.
Yeah, especially with that concussive shell upgrade. We'll see how it goes, though.
Yep, and now we do have the bunker being thrown up.
Yeah, Swu trying to respond to the bunker here. Really late on it, but better late than never. Probably worried that Armin's doing some type of 2 barracks all in with a proxy or something since he didn't scout around. But Armin's just trying to be aggressive with these Marauders here. Kind of catching Swu with his pants down. Swu attacked a little too hard, a little too quickly here. Yeah, but he should be able to deal with it with these SCVs.
Yeah, now that he has all this, and the bunker did just finish, so Armin is going to be successfully repelled. So good job by Swu. He could have taken a lot more damage than that.
Yeah, Armin did pretty good damage though. I mean, made him pull a lot of SCVs off for a lot of mining time. That went in a pretty good favor for Armin.
Yes, and you see that's actually really well reflected in the food count. 36 to 28 this early on is actually very, very significant.
Yeah, for sure.
You can see that, Armin's actually 7 SCVs ahead. So that's
and he's just transitioning. I like this transition very well from Armin. Just transitioning to siege tanks and getting that starport up, playing completely standard after that. He got ahead, now he's going to be playing a standard game. That's really nice.
Yeah. definitely really a solid finesse with that little tiny push at the beginning.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that concussive shell made such a difference.
It did. So I'm actually very impressed. We actually have a very early Raven coming out for VTSwu right now. Which is very interesting.
That might be due to the fact he's thinking that Armin's going to be going for a lot of Marauders early since he did get that concussive shell upgrade, but I mean, as we can see, Armin's not really going for that style at all. He doesn't even have a tech lab on his barracks anymore. So he's going to be playing completely standard after that. So that's going to be pretty bad for VTSwu to invest in that Raven so early for a point defense round when he's really not going to need it.
Yeah, like all that gas could have been used just to help with the siege tank count and all that. But
yep.
So still, actually, it seems that Armin's kind of taking command of this game earlier on. We'll see if VTSwu can just adapt to this and just see how best he should play.
Yeah, I mean, Terran versus Terran, obviously a very defensive matchup, so getting a slight lead early on won't kill you for sure if you're behind, but, you know, just definitely early on, Armin's feeling pretty comfortable.
Yeah, it's definitely shown by the fact that he's even getting up a command center right now.
Well, I like that decision.
Yeah, expanding with an advantage is always a good move. Looks like we're actually going to have a Raven push from VTSwu right now.
Yeah, the only area he has is that Raven. He's getting 2 Vikings right now. I guess he's just going to set up contain because I don't really see him being able to push in at all.
Yeah, not with these tanks in the front. We can see that they're actually being positioned really close to the ramp. It might be conceivable for VTSwu, once he gets his Vikings up here, to actually be able to hit the tanks if he can just prevent the Vikings from giving vision. Where's the point defense drone? He's got to use the point defense drone to try and stop those Vikings. Doesn't seem like he will. He might feel like it's not worth it yet.
Yeah, that would be pretty dangerous with only 2 Vikings.
Yeah. I think it depends on how behind he feels he is.
Yeah, for sure. Let's see. We'll look at the production tab now. Yeah, he has just started his command center, so VTSwu definitely ahead in that aspect. VTSwu losing 1 Viking there, but forcing, sorry, not VTSwu, Armin lost 1 Viking there, but forcing VTSwu to lay down that point defense drone probably a little bit farther away than what he would have liked. Yeah, definitely. You can see that does not give much room for VTSwu to go in and bait the Vikings toward him. Yeah, definitely not at all. But still, Armin not being able to expand here, so this is pretty good containment here by VTSwu so far. Not pushing too hard, and just kind of being really patient at this point.
Yeah, so VTSwu does have the earlier orbital command, though, so he has been able to double mule this whole entire time. As well as get some nice scans off that don't hurt his economy.
Yeah, for sure, and he's repairing those. VTSwu is definitely repairing those Vikings now.
Oh, he didn't lose
and VTSwu with another nice Viking snipe. So
yeah,
VTSwu showing some really good micro here. He's been behind early. He's still behind a little bit, but definitely showing very good control so far.
And, actually, VTSwu just lost a couple SCVs and Marines for free. And you can see that Armin is actually really valuing position right now, as he's even creeping up with a missile turret on the low ground of his main.
Yeah, that's kind of interesting. I don't really see the need for that missile turret, but I guess it helps you a little bit against Vikings, a little bit.
Yeah, I think that's what he's thinking. But we can see though that Armin actually just got a siege tank sniped, and VTSwu actually now has enough energy for another point defense drone.
Yeah, I mean, this is a really nice, methodical, well-planned push by VTSwu here. And he's got his expo up now before Armin does. And Armin, had that really early expo, really early advantage, but now he's moved his command center down to the bottom right and expanded there. It's kind of interesting.
Yeah, so I don't think VTSwu was expecting a hidden expansion over there. I think VTSwu believes that
I think he just figured it out. He's sending units over there right now.
Oh. It does seem that he did. Did he scout the command center's base before? Or is he just assuming based on the time?
He may have just scouted, yeah.
He scanned. Like, there's a scan right there that was just on it. But yeah, so now he's actually going to be able to use his Vikings to actually damage this orbital command actually a fair amount. He's also taking away those mules from mining for half their life.
Yeah, that's a pretty big loss to lose all that mining time.
Yeah, and actually Swu doing something clever and landing the Viking to save it. And taking out a couple more SUVs and trying to run away his Viking before it gets sniped by the other landed Vikings of Armin. Wait, I'm forgetting his name. Armin. There we go, Armin. I started pronouncing the V.
So, Swu was behind, but he's in a really great position right now. Just been really methodical with this push, been really slow, hasn't really lost any Vikings, I don't think. Maybe lost one, but has sniped 2 or 3 of Armin's, and just going really slow here. And, this is really, really impressive by Swu.
Yeah, he's actually showing incredible command of the game. I'm just incredibly impressive. Like, he's just keeping Armin completely at his base.
Yeah, especially to think of the fact that Armin was like 7 or 8 SUVs ahead.
Yeah,
and that was substantial at that point. And Swu just made that really nice push, set up that containment, and hasn't looked back since. If we look at the supply counts now, he's 15 supply ahead right now. So
that's so impressive. And
yeah, really, really well played by Swu here. Armin doesn't look like he's quite as comfortable TVP or TVT as he was as TVP, I wouldn't say.
Yeah, it seems like his ability to adapt is not at the same level as his straight-up macro game.
Yeah, his macro is his macro is very, very strong. But Swu is showing some really interesting builds here and some really interesting plays, and it's kind of just completely throwing Armin out of his game.
Yeah. Swu is definitely showing a lot of experience, a lot of just really solid everything. You can see that Armin is now actually about to get starved out of his main. Like, look at the mineral patches that are left.
Yeah, I really don't like this decision by Armin. Just kind of, he's played way too passive here. I think there were points in time that he could have probably pushed out, but he just didn't. And he probably could have stopped from being contained at all if he would have just positioned his tanks below ground. And now we see a 3rd command center in the main here for Armin.
Maybe maybe he wants to do a double expand after he tries to push out.
Yeah, I'm assuming that's probably what his plan is here. A lot of Vikings here for Armin now.
Yeah.
Finally going to be able to get that Viking advantage that he needs.
You know what? Armin could have even just built one medevac and just elevated his units down and then just set up a full-on surround and then just converged onto VTSwu with a good pincer attack. That would have been another option for him to escape.
Yeah, definitely. There would have been a lot of options as far as medevacs go to try to drop areas. But Armin instead has just chosen to be content, just kind of sit here and starve himself out, and I just don't know if that's the right option at this point.
Yeah, he literally has 0 mineral patches left in his main.
Yeah.
And you can see that Swu even has an SUV now at the right expansion that Armin tried to take earlier on.
Yeah, this is just a really tough situation with Armin. I don't really know what his plan is here, but he's got to make something happen quick for sure.
Yeah, he's
good tank positioning here, slowly pushing up forward. This is really, really nice here. Doing a ton of damage to these tanks.
They should be able to take
one by one, just sniping them. And Swu not really being very smart. There he goes. Now he's pulling back. He probably should have pulled him back a little bit quicker than that.
Yeah, but now it seems that the Viking count is actually now in Swu's favor. So Swu is just getting right back to his positional advantage that he had before. It's just a couple inches back on the screen.
Yeah, for sure. One or two Vikings of advantage is all he really needs, and as long as there's no point defense drones.
Yeah, and Swu is not even prepping to take the gold.
Looks like Swu's losing his Vikings really, really quickly here. Down to 6 Vikings to 12 now. Or sorry, Armin's losing his Vikings very, very quickly. Swu able to kill 7 of them.
God, that's devastating for Armin. Armin has nothing to do. Every second this game goes on, Armin is losing more of everything that he can. He has no way to really get a lot of stuff down. He has a Raven now. He did a point defense drone, but he just doesn't have enough Vikings to make use of it because he has no ability to produce anything.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Swu got his gold at Expo up, taking his gold now. I mean, this game is pretty much over. Armin's trying to push out here with everything, and that's good game.
Yeah, there's GG. Armin is sitting back too much.